I put on with LBC. I put on with LBC. Yeah, I put on with LBC. On with LBC. I put on with LBC. On with LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's the wave we ride. I've been grinding through the night while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put on for LBC, over LBC. I put on for LBC, over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the med, I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put on for LBC, over LBC. I put on for LBC, over LBC. From the charts to the stage, man, you know who it be. It's that Lunar Beaches fam putting on endlessly.
Good evening, and welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Hope you're all doing well this evening. It is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. We had FOMC today. Went a little better than expected. Ended up getting a dovish Powell. I will explain to the best of my abilities how he was dovish. I didn't write anything down. I probably should have, so that I could remember. But it's okay. We'll go over all of that stuff. I'm just waiting for the influx of viewers. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who we got in here. Well, good evening, Alexandra G, Mod Boss, Mod Queen, my God. Thank you for being here, Alexandra G, and thank you for pinning that Discord link in the chat. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I just gave JR his very own channel. I still got to do the permissions on that, so that you can kind of keep it clean, kind of keep it his thing. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take care of that at some point. And yeah, we'll go over FOMC, look at the chart, see if we can catch a trade at all. Right now, I'm waiting for a bounce. I want to see a bounce, and we're not getting it right now. We keep going down. Good evening, Mike Volmer. Thank you for being here, Mike. Hey, guess what day it is? It's Wednesday. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Johnny December in the house, aka Inked Pirate. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. What's going on? All set. Thank you for being here, fam. Putting me on the big TV, it seems. Cool. Good deal. What's going on? There's JR. What's going on, bro? How you doing? Thank you for being here. We've got... did I miss anybody? Oh, All Set. Hey, what's going on, All Set? Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you. Okay. Bitcoin dumping. Why? I thought Powell was dovish. Well, he is, or he was. How was Powell dovish? So just maybe not focus on Powell so much as the Fed. All right, so this is what we got. Okay, we've got projected 2 rate cuts, really 1 rate cut for 2026. You can maybe get 2 in there. That's just a projected. Nothing's a guarantee. It might cut more. Okay. Powell said that the data is not looking good for the job market, which means we could expect more rate cuts, especially if the jobs start to go down. But he also said that we can't really trust November data because the first couple of weeks are just kind of going to be like a little... He basically said you can't trust it because the government was just reopening. Therefore, brain fart. Gang, what's going on? Yeah, so the government was just reopening, getting things organized again, trying to get the data. So the data isn't really very trustworthy. Is basically what he said. So essentially, that means probably a pause in January. You have your surfboard. Hola, French toaster. What's going on, bro? Thank you for being here. How you doing? Alexo and their viewers are joining. Gang, OG in the house. Otter gang. For those that don't know, I was right there when the Otter gang was created, and it was a lot of fun. Alex and I consider it in crypto terms. We go way back. We go way back, 2022, early 2022. So, absolutely love that guy. Wow, what's going on, guys? Yeah, let's see those otters in the chat. Absolutely love it. What's going on? Let's say good evening to everybody that's showing up. What's going on, Mega Founder? Thank you for being here. Trade Intuition, T.I. Joe, Bingo and a Bango. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Bearded Mac Mike, how's it going? You guys are amazing. David Gelfin, DJ33P. Wait, that's not... I know your other name. Yeah, Alex throwing in the forbidden water. The forbidden water is exactly why the Otter gang was created. Absolutely love it. Like and sub. Don't be gay. Thanks, Alex. You're amazing. Thank you for sending the good people over. I do greatly appreciate that, bro. All right, so what are we looking at? All right, Bitcoin is dumping right now. I just came from Alex's stream. It looked like he was trying to long Solana. Maybe he did long Solana. He made some good money. All right, we're getting a little bit of a dump now. Let's zoom out a little bit. So I've got this demand zone marked off here. Just going to see if it's going to play or not. And then this other higher time frame demand zone. We do have the 786 down here at 89,150. So let's see if we can get down here and get a bounce. It's looking like it's wanting to get down there, so we'll see. If we can get a bounce, then maybe we can take the long trade. Market maker getting mad at me? Yeah, because you keep taking money from him, man. I did. I'm out $300 done for today. Nice. You made a lot more than that today, didn't you? I thought I heard you say something about $20-some thousand. What? Is that what I heard? Bro out here making almost a quarter of what I make in a year. At my real job in one day. Until the S&P stops dumping, nothing will. Let's take a look at the S&P. Maybe a bandage. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? All right, we're getting a sweep of the lows in here. Let's back this up. Let's take off all the noise. Take off all the noise. Wow. Yeah, I was talking about this last night, actually, especially regarding the, I think it was definitely the NQs. Was just talking about how I didn't like all these lows just building up in here. Anytime I see just some choppy, sloppy mess instead of strong, impulsive price action, then it's corrective, and you're likely to see some downside to take out those lows, and they'll come back and grab that liquidity. So we've got the S&P dumping. Yeah, this is all chop slop, except for the dump, of course. Nice swing fail here. Of course, after the fact. Dang, Alex, killing it. $23,800. My goodness, bro. I knew you said you were going to scale up, but how much did you scale up, dude? You said you're used to making like 2,000. Now you're making 22,000, and I'm just like, what did you 10x your scale up, bro? What's going on here? Crazy, crazy. Absolutely love it, man. That's awesome. All right, so we've got, let's zoom this out a little bit. Value area low, losing the VWAP here of the range. Doesn't mean you can't get sucked back up into it. Let's take a look at the Sharp Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. We did get some, as Alex calls it, clipping down here. A nice little bounce here on the True 7, pushing to the upside. If the money flow, or rather, well, yeah, we'll just start with money flow. If the money flow can continue to rise, it is green here on the 4 hours, so that's solid. And we did get a bounce on the oversold. And our True 7 is pushing to the upside. True 7 is just 7 indicators. It kind of, it's actually a lagging indicator, the True 7 is, but it kind of, it combines 7 different indicators and puts it into one. It kind of smooths it out. So it kind of gives you some real underlying data, basically. So if we can get this momentum, aka trend fusion, to flip back and everything just flips above the 0 line, then you could see a nice V-shaped type recovery. I mean, we are sweeping these lows. That's good. I like seeing that. So yeah, if the S&P can get going, then it could be in good shape. So yeah, Powell, definitely dovish. However, there was some, of course, hawkish stuff in the meeting today. But the main thing was just like job data is sucky, but and inflation sticky. But he also said that Powell said that he believes that the prices, the price increase from tariffs should be done in Q1. In Q1 of next year. And if that's the case, I mean, that's great. Unemployment's still low, so that's good. Labor market is still weak, which just means really it's kind of meh, to be honest. It's just like we're still just like we're barely keeping this thing going, guys. We're barely keeping this economy going, this market going. One thing to watch, though, is going to be NVIDIA, really. So we want to watch NVIDIA. We want to make sure this thing doesn't really start breaking some high time frame market structure. What is this? This is April low. I mean, technically, that's going to be the low that you want to see broken. Just like on Bitcoin, the 74K low is the one that you want to see broken if you are going to go into a deep bear market. But the thing is if NVIDIA started to sell off and going down like this, that would not be good. And that would likely lead to a stock market induced recession, which is actually kind of rare. It's usually the other way around. It's usually the economy that tanks the stock market for obvious reasons. People don't have money, economy's weak, they don't have jobs, people can't put money into the stock market, so it goes down. And businesses have to lay people off. Their margins are crap, or they're losing money, so they got to sell off their assets so they can keep the lights on. It's the best way that I can think about it. What is going on, guys? Absolutely love it. You guys are amazing. Yeah, angry. Yeah, that market maker is definitely angry at Alex. I'd say the other people. I'd say I don't think market makers get mad at people making money because they make money regardless. They make money up or down because that's what they make the difference in the trades. They make the market. They're like the middleman between the buyers and the sellers, and they just give you the capital needed. They inject the capital needed in order to fill the orders, basically. Essentially. Let's see. Bitcoin dominance trying to get a push to the upside. Nothing really crazy here. Ethereum, what are we doing? Dumping. Lock your stuff. Is this a weekly pivot? Why do I have this marked off? I swear I do this every night. No. Man, this is still looking very bear flaggy on ETH and on Bitcoin. I mean, I don't really trade the patterns, but I do point them out. But definitely looking a little bear flaggy. However, I was showing the wave riders last night that, let's go back to Bitcoin, that this price action kind of resembles this move right here, where it's just kind of choppy sideways moving to the upside. Kind of looks like could be building up a bear flag now. However, this was a nice bull flag being built on the end of this, or whatever. This was a nice bull flag being built. Got the breakout, retest, if I actually line this up correctly. Get the breakout, retest, off and away you go. This is a little different because it's a little bit it's more corrective. But we are towards the end of the move. My only thing is that this is potentially a 5-wave move. So if it's a 5-wave move, then it would need to come down and take out this low. But we can definitely do some choppy base building in here, build a nice base before it wants to move to the upside. And then I would just look for a potential sweep before it starts to move back to the upside. We could have a bullish 2026, but we'll see. One thing important to note, and I think some people probably need to redact their statements. I won't name names, but some people were saying that the $40 billion of the Fed buying treasury bills or like bonds, whatever, that's QE. I mean, maybe technically, but not really, because QE is more like hundreds of billions to trillions of dollars, and it's a permanent creation of new money. It sticks around, whereas this is more of a rebalancing of the book, if you will. VWAP oversold signal. Alex, have you looked into these VWAP signals yet for Chart Prime? So you can see it hit the deviation band here. Getting a nice little push here. See if it can sustain. I want to see it take out this high. See if that can sustain. What are we doing on USDT? Ooh. Why am I all grayed out? Okay. Go back. Again, with all the lows being put in, this isn't really choppy though. I mean, that's a nice bid, if you will. Money flows thick in the green. Want to see that USDT dominance start to come down. Would really help us out. 786, 783. Yeah, this is currently stalling out. Kind of looks like Humboldt area. It's been a few years. Oh, what are you guys talking about? Y'all just talking to each other. That's fine. Hey, Melissa, LBC OG in the house. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. All right, let's see. What do we got here? What did Russell do today? Oh, of course, just like everything else. We got a nice pop off the FOMC, but it's pretty much been down ever since. But this could be a setup for bullish price action for later. I wouldn't hang my hat on it though. We need the market to prove itself. We need to see that people are actually taking in this data and considering it to be bullish. This will be interesting. So the Dixie, trying to get a move to the upside. Big supply zone right here. 98.86. See if we can get up there. Bunch of relatively equal highs, bunch of highs here. So I think this thing will pop up to this level here. And if that happens, oftentimes, we are inverse correlated. Our risk on assets, like our crypto and stocks, are going to be they're inverse correlated with the dollar, with Dixie. With the Dixie, so you would expect if the Dixie pushes to the upside, there's a good chance that you're seeing a downside move in our risk on assets. So this is starting to push to the upside, but Bitcoin is pushing to the upside too. So it's not exactly a one-to-one. They do sometimes go together, interestingly enough. But that also has a lot to do with the Dixie just being a basket of assets. I mean, the Dixie is the dollar versus... It's these 5 fiat currencies: the Australian dollar, the euro, the British pound, the Canadian dollar, and the Japanese yen. Those all make up the Dixie. So I like to go through here for those that are new, especially on Sundays. That's when I give my more macro view. I like to go through all these fiat currencies and see what they're doing against the dollar. And if they're looking pretty bullish, especially the euro, because the euro makes up over 50% of the Dixie. So that's really the biggest one to really pay attention to. And the Japanese yen. We do have some carry trade. Holy crap, is that 155? Wait, roll over. So this is USD JPY. So that means that it's a US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So you actually want to see this one go down because that means the JPY is positive against the dollar. So you actually want to see this roll over. But it kind of looks like we'll see if it wants to come down and back test and get a bounce. If it does that, then dollar strong. But yeah, I'll go through all of those. That's the Sunday thing, though. All right, what do we want to look at? You guys let me know. What do we want to look at? Lunar, I missed the Black Friday chart prime sale. Do you like it over market cipher? Well, here's the thing. I've never had the true market cipher. I've only played around with the fakes. But with the fake, I mean, the thing about these indicators, man, I use them more for confluence and kind of seeing momentum in the market, but indicators are kind of a crutch in my opinion. Really good for high time frame stuff, but when you're like scalping during the day, I'm looking pretty much strictly at key levels and price action. Like, don't really care too much about what's going on here. Now, if I am questioning a move, maybe I'll bring up the indicator to kind of show me, kind of make me feel a little bit more, feel better about a trade. Like if, let's just give a scenario. Let's just say momentum, that's not what I wanted. Let's just say the momentum wave is curving to the upside, okay? Let's just say everything's starting to curve to the upside. And let's say this is coming up and we get a pullback and then, yeah. And essentially, I'm looking for, I've noticed that I'm actually a better breakout trader than a reversal trader. So I've been sticking with that. So what I'll do is I'll look for momentum down here on the oscillators and see if it's matching up with my view that this was a pullback and that we're about to get a push to the upside. So I'm more just riding the momentum, and the indicator can help me solidify that as long as everything's good. There's been oftentimes that I didn't take a trade because price was moving to the upside, but my money flow was in the red. And my momentum was below the zero line. The trend fusion here. And because of that, I actually start to look for shorts once price is moving to the upside. Because what that's telling you, and this is any indicator, guys. Honestly, I mean, they're great. They do a good job. All that good stuff. But don't fade don't fade free indicators, bro, because all you got to do is build a strategy around one, and that's all that really matters, in my opinion. I mean, it's a powerful indicator. I actually got this one turned down. I got a lot of the stuff. I mean, it's got all kinds of stuff on it, and it ends up being way too much noise for me. So, I mean, I can turn, not money mode. I'm not even going to turn on the band break. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to turn everything on. Signals, overbought, oversold, all this good stuff. And I'm going to get rid of this so we can actually see this. All right. There's almost, for my ADHD brain, there's almost too much stuff going on here, okay? I mean, there's not almost. There's just too much going on here. And it gives a lot of... It complicates things for me personally. There's just way too much going on. So, and I think this is going to be the case for any indicator suite such as this. And for me personally, as a breakout momentum trader more so lately, I just turn all this stuff off. I don't need all of this. It's just too much. I just need a few things. And if those few things are agreeing with my thought process, then that's all I need. I don't need all the freaking signals. I don't need all that stuff. Because the thing is, like, the signals come early. And even knowing that, it's still just like, it's just too much noise on the chart. Like, honestly, look, this is my breakout chart. Okay. Sorry, Alex O Flashbang. This is my breakout chart. I prefer a white background for my trading. I prefer this look. It's just cleaner to me. No indicators on the chart. I'm just plotting out support resistance or supply demand and throwing a fib on there sometimes. I even rarely use fibs these days, but I'm just looking for supply and demand. I wanted to see a bounce here. We're not getting it right now. But generally speaking, I mean, I'm just looking for... Where's the drawing tool on this thing? I'll look for the bounce, and then I'll look for a pullback, and then a continuation. A stop loss below this low, and then ride to the next area of resistance, potential resistance. Of course, we've got lows here, so could go up there, but got that high marked off, and a lot of times those old highs and old lows play out. So yeah, I mean, my bread and butter is this move right here. It's getting a bounce off a key level, especially if you take out a low or a high, and then entering on a pullback and a bounce. That's what I absolutely love to do. Back to the noise. VWAP is also a big thing that I like to do or use. I'm still uncertain if I like having the deviation bands on or not. I don't really care for them. Also have my session indicator. Tis the season. Tis the season. What, you talking about my Christmas colors? What is the reason for the dump? Because we're still macro bearish. Doesn't even matter what Powell says, okay? Market's going to do what it's going to do. The 4-year cycle's dead. Didn't you know? But yeah. I like to have the 8:30 and the session indicator on. The session indicator starts at Asia, 8:30 for New York. But yeah, and if you get a bounce off of both, I mean, it's pretty solid. Usually like to run it up to the highs. Yesterday, tried to catch this short on the hourly on the SFP. This one right here. We actually SFP'd this high. So we closed below, we swept the high and closed below on the hourly. And that was my indication we need to go short. We have the fair value gap here, fair value gap here. That's just, once you get a sweep, looking for those fair value gaps to get sliced through. We did come back to this high and then continue to the downside. And right now I'm just looking for a bounce. I'm just waiting for a bounce. Looks like we're trying to get one. Let's go to lower time frames again. Not quite. Not quite. Cheeky. Trying to get a bounce here. I also like to play, put anchored VWAPs on swing levels, even if they're just potential swing levels. Anchor VWAP at the high, today's high. I mean, you can see our volume weighted average price is above us. And, you know, I like to fade VWAP too. I mean, usually when you're below VWAP, you're looking for shorts. However, sometimes, I mean, if you get down to a demand zone or a key level where you sweep a low and you get a bounce, sometimes you can fade back to VWAP because that is, that's your volume weighted average price. That's where big money, that's where the money is resting. So, but we do have the session. This is the new session VWAP here. So this started at the Asia Open. And so that would be the first stop. Might get a pullback from there, maybe back on top of demand. We do have a 3 candle move here. I do like those for demand zones. Before a push to the upside, as long as it breaks them. But then pull back into demand after rejecting VWAP. And if it starts to climb back up, break the high, that's when I would typically go long and run it up to the next VWAP. Just me personally. Not financial advice. Everything is an opinion and education or something. Now we see momentum starting to climb here as price is coming down. That's your bullish divergence. Oh, sorry, Toaster. Yeah. I mean, market side, I pretty much said it already, but Chart Prime's awesome. The market cipher, from what I can tell, is awesome. They essentially do the same thing. You're just looking for momentum and money flow. Really, that's all that I really look for. I don't like to put too much on my chart. It's too noisy. I only need a few. I only need a few confluences. Okay, I don't need 15 confluences. How can you scalp having so many confluences? It's just, see, where's Alex? Alex, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean by this price action is dog crap. Okay. Particularly when I'm live. When I'm live, it's like Asia dies. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's few and far between. Maybe once or twice, maybe on a good week, I can get some movement during Asia, or during my live in particular, because you're always going to get a move. But I mean, just look at this. When did Asia started here? That was 3 hours ago almost. And it's just been a slow, just do. I like this stuff, man. I like moves that move. I don't like the androgynous stuff. I like this stuff. This is the good stuff. Why? Because it's easier. It's a lot easier to trade the trend than to trade the chop, or to trade a slow bleed or a slow grind to the upside. Like, this is boring. I need some movement, man. But, trading is waiting. And look, I've got 4 kids. And that includes a newborn and a toddler and 2 teenagers, one that drives. All of them have attitude, even a newborn. So I'm learning patience. Okay. That's what I've been working on, patience a lot, especially this year. So, and I've gotten really good at it. I've been very patient with my trades. I do my best not to gamble. Sometimes I take a gamble, like we all do, like Alex said in his stream earlier today. Gotta have your gamble bag. I'm willing to risk. He's willing to risk $1,000. I'm willing to risk 10. Okay, on a gamble. Today, I'll tell you guys a trade today. It was so. I don't even know it. wouldn't consider it really a gamble, but actually it was 2 trades because I placed them both essentially at the same time. I want to say, which one was it? I want to say I went long on this candle at the high. And then I was like, well, that wasn't smart. So I went ahead and set a short as well. Got this move down, exited the short. But at the same time, that also took out my stop loss on my long that I had placed here. So I actually grossed. My net was positive. But then I also missed this move because my stop loss was super tight. But that was my gamble play. I was like, all right, it's the FOMC. Powell's talking. Let me just put in a long and a short. See which one plays. Because the thing is, it's pretty much every FOMC. You're going to get your initial whipsaw crap. Okay? You're going to get it. So that's what we got. We got the initial whipsaw stuff. Then you get, I mean, this isn't every FOMC, but then you tend to get a just a chop, okay? This is all while Powell's speaking. And then he'll say something that's like, they're super bullish or dovish or super hawkish. And this was just off of something that he said that was dovish. And then everything else was just like coming back to reality of the situation, which is that the economy is shite, okay? Good night, Alex. Mad love, bro. Thank you for being here. Well, stop making dang kids. Get the heck off your wife. What's going on, Piper? How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here. I took 2 trades during Asia. Go to the 1 minute. Yeah, I mean, you know, since it does move slow, I probably should go to the 1 minute. That might not be bad non-financial advice. You also you're probably scaling up your positions too, because it is so slow and androgynous, which is fine. Like, I mean, right here. So you could have made a play. You start to see the drift. Is this, hold on. I got to figure out what this green line is here. Oh, swing low. Okay, swing low, anchored VWAP. Okay. But you can see we start to drift below VWAP. And what is VWAP doing? VWAP is pushing lower. Then you come up to it and you reject it. Now, I prefer, off a rejection off VWAP, I prefer getting a bullish an engulfing candle in the opposite direction before I take a trade. It's just, I mean, you can take the VWAP slap if you want. That's up to you. But me personally, part of my strategy is looking for a bullish or bearish engulfing candle to play off of. Can make a little sweep right there, take out the high. GG's, right? Here, you get the breakdown. Actually, I like this one too. This is a setup that I like. Let's go big candles, okay? Chunky candles. Break a level after rejection of VWAP. Nice big candle. Displacement candle. We are in the 1 minute. Displacement candle. Okay. Why don't I take the long on this bullish engulfing candle here? Because I'm below VWAP. Okay, that's key. But break here, close below this low. What do we do on the next candle? We create a fair value gap. I love when we break lows or highs with a strong push that creates a fair value gap. come straight up to the midpoint of the fair value gap, and then move lower. But actually, I mean, I know I can catch the trades. I mean, I know there's trades to be had during Asia. It's just that when I'm live, it tends to not be doing all that much. We got the money flow trying to move to the upside here. I mean, True 7 and our Trend Fusion are above the 0 line. Get off the 1 minute. You freaking degens. I'm a little bit of a degen too. I'm not going to lie. Just use proper risk management. You should be fine. So no bullish engulfing here. So not good. Bullish engulfing here, but it's not the low itself, which is key for me. So I'm not going to take the fade. I want to see a cross of the VWAP and then with a strong push. I want to see a cross of the VWAP, come back down, tap. And if I get a nice push off of that with some volume, I'll ride that up to the next VWAP. That's what I would want to see for potential long. 9:47. Okay, plenty of time. See, I want to take it. I want to take it, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna because this money flow is still so thick in the red, especially here on the 5-minute chart. Money flow is thick in the red. 5-minute, 3-minute. Load. Okay, and we're still in the red there on the 2 and on the 1. We're still in the red. So yeah, ain't doing it. Piper, are you still here? Everyone's saying that it's not QE. It's not actually QE. You tell me. Use NQ and ES for compliments. He can't keep it in his pants is what he's saying. Well, you know, the good news is my wife can no longer get pregnant. Yeah, I like Alex's risk management degen trading style, using 1 minute and 3 minute for quick scalps. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. I used to trade patterns like on the 4-hour and stuff. And that's fine for like position plays, but unless you're doing super low leverage, it's really best for longs. But the scalps, man, I'm like Alex, man. I like to be in and out. I don't like holding on to trades. Like, I'll hold on sometimes to an intraday trade, but outside of that, holding on to trades for multiple days has wrecked me enough times in the past to where I just stopped doing it. I was just like, not doing it, just giving profits away. No, I'll just take my profits and run. That's all I care about. So yeah. All right, so we did get this SFP of this high over here. So I mean, I was telling the wave riders last night. I was like, because we got that SFP of that high right here. I mean, we did come back for it again, but because we got that, I would expect us to come down and at least take out this internal low in here. These internal lows. Internal being, you've got your structure as such. Actually, let me change that. There we go. Turn VWAP off. All right, so this is all these little waves, all these little higher lows and higher highs. That's all your internal lows and highs. Okay. Internal being inside of the range from swing low to swing high. So all the little ups and downs, making sure that, you know, not every single low in here, right? It's only the swing lows and highs. how you identify swing lows and highs. Breaks. When that breaks, this becomes a swing low. Pullback, continuation, swing low. When price breaks the high, that becomes a swing high. So I'm always watching the internal liquidity within a range because price likes to come back for that liquidity. So on this one over here, we've got these internal lows. Might just sweep this one. Might get that bounce off of that demand zone. And we can see we're building up, and then we got a push. And now we might come back to the demand zone and see what we do from there. Now, if we are looking at this entire range, can you not? Go away. If we're looking at the entire range from low to high, then everything in between on the bigger moves are your internal highs and lows. So come down for this low, 84K. Very possible, if not probable, and if not lower. I think we are having a reversal. How are you? Hello, guys. What's going on? Dynamite? I think that says Dynamite. Classic FOMC whipsaw. Yeah, man. What does that say? Lunar Entity? Is that my #1 fan? What's going on, Lunar Entity? I like the name. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Of course, entity in and of itself, the word, is a little bit of a tongue twister. All right, so let's see. Let's see what the chart prime market Oracle Pro Plus is saying. Okay, so, and this is what Piper's been talking about. A rejection of the 4-hour dynamic reactor. We broke above it, tried to get a bounce, and then failed. So right now, it is still, and it's flipped back red too. I don't know if you can see that, but it's flipped back red, which means it's just bearish, man. The thing is I'm bearish until we get a nice big push, and then we can come back down and we can get a bounce off the dynamic reactor. That's pretty much it, man. Every pump is a short. That's all it's been, man. Every single one of these pumps, even the intraday pumps. You know, outside of the Monday move, I want to say the past couple of weeks, but there's been like one, maybe that was a Thursday, but like outside of like this move and outside of, boom, that move. I mean, you do have these intraday little pushes in here, but it's just really, I don't know. It's not really showing a whole lot of strength on the higher time frames. But that's why I scalp, because I can go up or down. I can trade long or short. So we got a sweep here. Well, it looks like we're trying to get a push. Of course, when you go to the smaller time frames, it just looks like more sideways. That's cool. Laza, welcome. First time watcher, was told to come here by an otter. That would be my guy, Alex. Oh, crypto. Best friends for life, man. For those who don't know, I am a mod for Alexo's Discord, and I am very good. He is a very good and dear friend of mine. Okay. We share pictures of our kids with each other, you know? That's what we do. Come on. Come on. Consolidate. Push. To push. To push. Momentum trying to get going. I want to degen a trade right now, but I'm not gonna. It's not responsible to do it while I'm live. Is anything else? Is anything moving at all? Like in crypto land? Let's go take a look. Open list. Wait, did I get rid? Oh, there it is. I was like, did I get rid of my blowfin perps? Absolutely nothing is green. All right, then. There's probably some random like meme coin that's green or something. LRC? Loop ring token? Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. All right, so this is what I like to do. I like to find charts that look very similar to things that just popped like this. I want to look for something like this with the pop. But I want to see something that's like this that's still here. Let's take the VWAP. Let's experiment something. We like to experiment a lot on the channel. Nice bounce off the monthly, but let's go to the quarterly VWAP. It's coming up to that right now. Yearly. Can we get a might have to turn on the deviation band. I can see it down here. Luna Classic just popped. If you're in it, sell it. If you're still holding on to a spot Luna Classic bag, please sell it on any kind of pop. That is financial advice. Not. Don't come at me, YouTube. It's a good thing I'm not yet monetized. See, look at this. Look at this. Are you getting ready? Are you getting ready for a pop, whatever you are? Cyber Connect? Don't even know what you are. Not as much as a drag as a loop ring. This is more of a build up below this low, but below the October 10th low, and then pop. So now hit spacebar. What are we doing? Data? No. ARBA? No. No. Yarn? No. Looks hella weak. Nope. 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 Nuh-uh. Nope. Come on, give me one that looks exactly like what I'm looking for. What is this? Orca? That's dead. Zeta, Uma. All these coins look dead AF. Of course, so did Loopring before it popped. Key thing's going to be looking for a pop like this, taking out internal highs. The main one that you want to watch is the most recent one. Then a pullback, and then launch. Let's see. Did the chart prime? Look at this. All three. You got on the 15. You got the money flow creeping along, being nice and bullish. You got the true 7 starting to really show some underlying strength. And of course, the momentum was really picking up as well. All three of them were going. And that would have been a very nice move to take. And of course, for me personally, I don't really scalp. I don't scalp all coins other than Solana. Just because I kind of like its price action. It trade good. But I absolutely detest trading Ethereum, absolutely not. But most altcoins, it's a spot play for me. Like max 3x leverage if I'm gonna do an altcoin. I'm just not a fan of trading them because the price action is usually pretty shite. I want to see. So yeah, I mean, basically, like on all of these, I'm just looking for, what is this? This is Arkham. So what I would want to see is I would want to see this price, maybe even take the low. I don't really care, but come up, take out a high, and then get that pullback. That's it, and then see if it'll launch. Which, I mean, on all of these coins that are kind of dragging butt like this, and you're just getting all those highs put in, I feel like they'll at least get a nice little pop. Even if it's going to be a sell-off, it might be a nice pop. What was one I was looking at that's pretty much explains exactly? It's maybe Mantle? Not quite. Because I want to show you guys what I mean. Zoom out a little more. I mean, pop, downside. That's not exactly what I was talking about, though. Here's one. What is this? Moon River? Yeah, that checks. That checks. But like, I mean, look at this. Oh, go back. I keep pressing spacebar instead of Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. There we go. Pop, sell off. Pop, sell off. Pop, sell off. Just over and over and over again. But you can catch them. Look at that yearly VWAP being the resistance here. Very nice. You know, I think someone made a post today about Bitcoin being in a bear market since February, and I'm like, how are you going to say Bitcoin's been in a bear market since February when it put in a new all-time high in October? Literally makes no sense to me. Now, if you want to talk about altcoins, I mean, most altcoins have been in a bear market, haven't even been in a bull market, okay? They haven't even seen a bull market. They haven't come anywhere near their all-time highs. Even the most popular ones. Outside of, like, random meme coins, I mean, nothing has really been doing anything. Man, I was really wanting to see a pop on Litecoin. No. Man, that yearly VWAP, man. There'd be some nice plays there. See it being used as support. You can ride that thing for a few days if you're doing the swing longs. Same with shorts coming up, rejecting the yearly VWAP. I mean, you're holding on for, you could hold on for quite some time if you can stomach it. But that's not me. All right, guys. Well, didn't really find anything, of course. It's usually how it goes. Alex and JR just get all the good moves. They get the good times. This is the time that I have to do my show. Because, you know, I got a family and stuff that I have to spend time with. And so, and the littles, they go to bed, like right before I go live. And that was on purpose, right? So, man, come on. Get moving. I mean, it's trying to do something here. Money flow is still red. It's garbage. Of course, right when I'm supposed to be leaving, I might move the show back to 10. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Red Man, what's going on, man? I know your struggle. Yeah, the kids thing. Yeah. It be what it do. Look, guys, 85 of you are still here. I absolutely greatly appreciate you all for coming over here and sticking around. That's awesome. If you found any value out of my stream, or you well, that's pretty much it. If you found any value out of my stream, I go live Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, come check me out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button on your way out. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. I hope you all have an amazing Thursday. Tomorrow will be the last show of the week, of course. Unless I feel like getting a little crazy, but probably not. Just being real. There's a lot going on. I've got a lot going on this weekend, but yeah. I'm trying to think anything else, anything important. Not really. Tomorrow, you know, I think we'll start to see some of the real move as far as the market digesting today's FOMC, and we'll just have to see what happens. We're starting to get a pop, right? Of course we are. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so thank you guys. I enjoyed all of you being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for throwing all the otters in the chat. I do greatly appreciate you. I am, of course, an Otter Gang OG. All right, I am one of like a few people that was there when the Otter Gang was created. So it's amazing to see what Alex did with that. He took that and ran with it. And so mad respect, mad love to Alex and the Otter Gang. And yeah, thank you all for being here. I do greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. God bless. Ride the waves. Bye.
I put on LBC. I put on LBC. Yeah, I put on LBC. Over LBC. I put on LBC. Over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's a wave we ride. I've been grinding through the night, while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the med, I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC.